Have you ever experienced this moment? It's late at night, and suddenly you feel an overwhelming urge to confide in someone. Your phone lights up as you quickly type a heartfelt message. But just before hitting send, something stops you. You start deleting the words one by one. Not because you don't have anything to say, but because you realize that the person on the other end doesn't really care about you. You reach out and they respond coldly. You show concern and they brush you off. You open your heart and they remain indifferent. You might think that if you just try a little harder, they'll warm up to you. But the more you give, the more you're dismissed. This isn't cruelty, it's human nature. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Wisdom. I'm Manya, and today we're diving into a topic that touches many hearts, but is often hard to accept. Why you shouldn't bother people who don't truly care about you. The ancient wisdom of the I Ching says, antagonizing the dragon leads to regret. In other words, when you use too much force, you end up harming yourself. Emotions work the same way. Too much effort often leads to imbalance. Every time you initiate contact, you expend your energy. The wise know when to retract that unreciprocated passion. If you keep clinging, coaxing, and begging, you'll not only drain your energy, but also miss out on the connections that truly belong to you. The highest form of emotional intelligence isn't possession, it's knowing when to walk away. Not disturbing someone is the deepest respect you can show yourself. Let me tell you about a young designer I once coached, Mark. He admired a senior in his field named David and frequently emailed him hoping for recognition. At first, David replied politely with brief encouragements like, keep it up or great work. Mark felt this was the start of a mentor mentee relationship and worked tirelessly to impress David, revising his projects late into the night for even a small compliment. But over time, David's responses grew more perfunctory, eventually reduced to cold thanks, noted messages, or no replies at all. Mark spiraled into self doubt, questioning his skills and even his worth. Then one day, he saw on social media that David was enthusiastically endorsing another junior designer. It hit Mark like a blow. His passion was nothing but background noise in David's busy schedule. This wasn't just a professional rejection, it was a personal collapse of self esteem. The more passion you invest in someone who doesn't care, the more your energy is drained and the relationship becomes painful. In a balance of give and take, one side's gain is the other's loss. Eventually, this imbalance leads to collapse. It's not about right or wrong, it's a universal law of energy. Every relationship is an exchange of energy. You give smiles, care, and time. But if the other person doesn't reciprocate equally, this gap becomes a source of stress. It's like watering a plastic flower. It won't bloom no matter how much water you pour. The flower isn't at fault. The soil isn't fertile. One of the most common emotional traps today is the belief if I give a little more, they will be moved. This thought is the root of many emotional shackles. Tao Te Ching says, the movement of the way is reversal. When things reach an extreme, they flip. The more you chase, the more others pull away. Psychology tells us that everyone has a sense of self worth defense. If something is too easy to get, it won't be cherished. The more you pursue, the more they retreat. The more you accommodate, the colder they become. True relationships don't require you to beg. Genuine love is mutual attraction, not one sided chasing. I once had a student named Emily, exhausted and heartbroken. She said, Manya, I gave everything to him, but he says I'm too clingy and even asks me to stay away. What did I do wrong? I looked at her and asked, are you really loving him? Or are you trying to fill your own inner void with his approval? The room fell silent. It was the moment she realized she wasn't loving him. She was begging for love. Buddhist teachings say all things arise and cease due to conditions. Not every relationship is meant to blossom. Some come to teach you self respect and letting go. When you accept that not everyone will understand you, you step into maturity. The hardest burden isn't work or family, it's the pain of smiling warmly at someone who gives you a cold shoulder. You try to please, they look away. You sincerely greet, they don't respond. This gap hurts more than loneliness. Our hardest attachment is to expectations. We want to be understood, valued, needed. But some people just want to take warmth from you without giving any in return. This kind of relationship looks interactive, but is actually one sided output. You think you're maintaining a bond, but you're overdrawing your soul's account. A gentleman acts according to the right time. When it's time to stop, stop. In love, the scariest thing isn't rejection, it's forgetting your own worth. You try desperately to prove you deserve love, but true love needs no proof. The more you force it, the more the universe teaches you to let go. If you constantly fret over someone's coldness or silence, you're handing over your happiness to their moods. This is not love, it's dependency. Growing up means learning to save your energy for those who truly understand you. Your passion needs limits. Your kindness needs boundaries. Not disturbing is a form of refinement. Knowing when to stop is wisdom. The I Ching says, those who speak in harmony respond to each other. Those with the same energy seek each other. When people are on the same wavelength, energy flows naturally and smoothly. When they aren't, interaction only drains you. Alex once told me, I had many friends when I was younger, but now I don't want to attend those parties anymore. They never really cared about me. Everyone showed up to celebrate my birthday, but when I was in trouble, no one was there. Some people are only meant to walk part of your journey. Clinging to them forever isn't devotion, it's obsession. Don't waste time on people who don't care about you. It's not your fault they don't. Your task isn't to please, but to learn to turn away. Like fallen leaves don't resent the wind, they return to the roots. Not disturbing someone is the most dignified farewell. Not clinging is the deepest compassion. There's a principle called energy alignment in relationships. If you always look up from a lower place, equality can never be achieved. The I Ching teaches that the universe has its order. The mountain channels air, thunder and wind clash, water and fire don't mix. Everything has its place, including human relationships. When one side always gives and the other only takes, energy stops flowing. I once worked with a woman named Sarah. She said, "He's so cold, but I can't let go." I asked, "How long has it been since he reached out to you?" She said, "3 months." Then I asked, "Do you think he's busy or just doesn't care?" She was silent. I told her, "Someone who cares will find time. Someone who doesn't care, no matter how much time they have, it won't matter." Trying to hold on to what's meant to live only hurts yourself and goes against the natural order. When you learn to let relationships find their proper place without forcing or sacrificing, life returns to balance. This isn't coldness, it's the warmth of dignity and awareness. The saddest thing in life isn't being unloved, it's giving all your love to others and forgetting to love yourself. True kindness has boundaries, and true love starts with loving yourself first. When you learn to be silent and not to initiate, you're not becoming cold, you're becoming clear. You finally understand that real warmth can't be bought by pleasing others. In life, the most important lesson is knowing when to leave quietly. Not everyone who smiles at you deserves your presence, and not everyone who makes your heart flutter will stay for a lifetime. Some misses are fate, some departures are blessings. Letting go isn't indifference, it's compassion. Not clinging is wisdom. You don't need to hate or force anyone because you finally understand that the greatest cultivation in life isn't changing others but becoming clear yourself. When you neither disturb nor please anyone, you are the warmest light. I'm Manya. Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Wisdom. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and share it with friends who might need it. If you've had similar experiences, feel free to share your story in the comments. Remember, your passion is precious. Save it for those who truly respond. See you next time.